you've made it this far, guys. Thanks for sticking around. This is the final installment in the England trilogy. In this episode, we're going to be talking top 5 England moments. It could be anything from winning a free kick, winning a penalty, taking a goal kick. It could be a hairstyle. It could be absolutely anything. All we do know is that at the end of it, there is going to be a trophy lifted. Not the World Cup as such. The GH Cup, filled with the amber nectar of the finest lager beer money can buy. At number 5, the famous goal from Euro 96, Paul Gascoigne.
I think the fact it was against Scotland helps as well. You know, the little home nation rivalry, the bleach blonde hair, the great celebration.
So, to put that into perspective, for those of you that don't know, England faced Scotland in the group stages. 79th minute of the game, England are 1-up. David Seaman saved the Gary McAllister penalty with his elbow. Darren Anderton chips the ball into Paul Gascoigne. On the edge of the box, he proceeds to flick it up over the head of Colin Hendry with his left foot, runs round him, leaves him on his bum, volleys it straight past Andy Gorham with his right foot to wrap the game up. Then does his famous dentist chair celebration. One of the most famous things. Laying on his back, gob wide open, Teddy Sheringham gets a water bottle, squirts it straight into his mouth. Country goes mad. He still banters Colin Hendry about it to this day. He's asking him if he's left Wembley yet. Still in his pocket.
Yeah, it is one of my favourite goals of all time.
Might be.
Really.
Is it possible contender for like the best England goal at a tournament?
Yeah, I think it probably is, to be fair, because it was just the skill.
It's just a moment of skill. Yeah,
it's the skill.
It's one of those where if you try it 100 times, it will probably come off once or twice.
Like you think if you think of like Messi or Ronaldo or Neymar did that in like the upcoming World Cup or the previous World Cup, whatever, and everyone would lose their mind.
Yeah, it would be up there as one of the greatest goals of all time.
Yeah,
wouldn't it? Like I think, like even. Obviously, there's a sentimental kind of value, like us being England fans and that tournament
it's
itself.
Against Scotland as well.
Yeah, exactly. And sitting there, I remember sitting there and seeing the goal. Like it's one of those few like moments from the early tournaments where I remember watching it on the TV. It was in the corner of the room, and friends had just come around and stuff, and just like being so excited. And yeah, I think even we walked past him once in doing a book signing at Canary Wharf, and I just remember being like, oh man, that goal. That's all I wanted to say to him was like, mate, that goal was like one of the greatest memories of my childhood. And that's a lot coming from an Arsenal fan for a Spurs player, but I ain't ashamed to admit.
To think as well, after it, he actually went on and played in Scotland for Rangers.
Yeah, he did,
true.
of course.
Yeah.
No, like I said, it's definitely. That is, you talk about iconic England moments. That's got to be it.
It's one of them where you can't really talk about England iconic moments without mentioning
exactly.
Honourable mention for Gaza all the time. In at number 4, England 5, Germany 1.
Good moment as well.
England facing Germany, 2002 FIFA World Cup qualifier. We had a game in Munich, produced a result no one could foresee coming. Much like West Ham claimed to have won the World Cup, Liverpool could claim to have beaten the Germans 5-1 in their own backyard. All of the goals were scored by Liverpool players. Yeah. Steven Gerrard, Emil Heskey and Michael Owen getting 3. So, the Germans went 1-0 up in that game as well. This was like the return leg from the previous game. The game that was first played with England-Germany in that qualification period was actually the last game at the old Wembley when Dietmar Hamann scored.
It was also Kevin Keegan's last
one.
Nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. I remember it was literally a soaking day, and Didi Hamann hit this free kick from about 35 yards. It just literally I think it was Seaman as well. Went down and it just
it wasn't great.
Squeezed past him, but we got our own back, beating Germany 5-1.
I think that's it. I think it's a big part because we didn't expect it. I know, like Germany don't look at that rivalry the same way we do because they've got the Netherlands, But so I don't want to be like, it's because it's Germany. But it was a lot. Germany are a great team, and obviously we had suffered that last game. So
and it's just that qualification period as well. It's like we're going to touch on something else from that exact same qualifying.
I was just about
it's a couple of games later, ironically.
I was going to say because I think that again, bear in mind this is obviously the qualification for the 2002 World Cup, so it was before I really
got into it.
Was invested, but that game, and obviously another moment that we'll talk about later, it was that was everywhere. Like you could turn on the news, or everyone at school was talking about it, and
It was one of those,
It's
like,
just-
you'll remember where you were.
Yeah,
when you
exactly
watched
that, yeah.
I've
The
since
famous scoreboard.
because I've actually got like on VHS somewhere. It's like a video of like England's qualification, how they qualify for
Yeah.
the World Cup.
Yeah.
So you go back and watch all the games, and it's like,
Did you want to let some of the younger viewers know what a VHS
oh, it's a thick brick-shaped DVD basically.
Do you want to let them know what DVD is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a
Well.
Blu-ray. Yeah.
But yeah, like you said though, memories of like where you were in it. I remember I was at my family. We were at like my uncle was a chef in this like fancy hotel in Holborn, and we had like a big family dinner for a birthday party, and we were all in the bar like waiting for the room to be ready,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that game was on.
Yeah.
No one wanted to leave the bar
No.
because it was like, how are we doing this? How is this 5-1? And like, yeah, so I would have been what? It was 2001, wasn't it? So
Yeah, and then there was
about
the-
12 years old. Like it was just.
And then there was a famous Ant and Dec song that came out about it as well. We're on the ball.
We're on the
Yeah.
ball. Yeah.
Golden Balls is captain and Eski makes it 5. There we go.
We're on the ball.
That's it, Germans. So yeah, we have had a fair moment.
Yeah,
It's been a decent rivalry football-wise, backwards and forwards. You know, there's been some
The
big
thing
results
is,
both
yeah,
ways.
That's
So
the thing. It's like, they came and beat us on the last ever game at Wembley, so in response, we go and doing 5-1 in their own backyard.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like-
But they've got that slight edge
you
because
know.
it is our last game.
Yeah.
And they've won more major tournaments.
No, of course.
but I like
it's a fun rivalry.
It is a fun rivalry.
So number 3 is something we've actually already touched on, and that is England versus Colombia, the penalty shootout. Now, some of you non-English fans, non-English people, this might not seem a big deal, but to England fans, it's massive. The first time we won a knockout game in 12 years.
Yeah.
Not only that, it was our first penalty shootout victory in 22 years as a nation, and our first ever penalty shootout win in the World Cup.
Wow, yeah.
First ever in a World Cup. We were 1-0 up in the game, obviously 93rd minute equaliser, stood firm, scored 4 penalties out of 5. Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Kieran Trippier, Eric Dyer. Helped England to win 4-3. Jordan Pickford saving from Carlos Bacca. As we mentioned, first England goalkeeper to save a penalty in the World Cup since David Seaman in 1998. So yeah.
Pickford a great save in that game as well.
Yeah.
Thinking about it,
Just before the equaliser,
Yeah.
I think, wasn't it? Yeah.
Great save.
That was another one. Like, it was coming into it as such a young goalkeeper
Yeah.
when people were thinking like, oh, could it be like the tail end of like a Joe Hart run
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
for experience? But no, Southgate was like, no, I'm going
Yeah.
to go for the younger goalkeeper.
I think
so.
if we talk about, you'll know where you are, we'll know where you were sort of moments. Like that's one of them for me. Like,
Again,
I was
yeah,
at
same.
I was at a work thing, and we had. I don't know if you guys know the band ZZ Top, the singer
Oh, yeah, of
Billy
course, yeah,
Gibbons,
yeah.
ZZ Top
Yeah.
happened to be there, and he
Oh,
came, up,
right,
he came
yeah.
up and watched the extra time and penalty
Really?
shootout with us. Yeah, and because it was like a big rehearsal space up
Yeah.
in North London, and like they had their like loft thing with a big projector screen
Yeah.
to watch the game on, and like the moment Dyer scored the penalty, because I remember when Henderson missed, and I was just like, I can't believe this is happening again.
You're like, oh, not
I
him.
cannot believe that we are losing another penalty shootout. Like, and and obviously they go on to miss 2, and we score our main 2, and it's just. I mean, I'll never forget anything like that. It was
Great,
incredible,
yeah.
and I was so drunk. So
It was one of those where I really wanted to go out and watch it in a
Yeah.
bar, like I did like the one I mentioned earlier
Yeah.
in Shoreditch, but I was sick, so I stayed
Oh,
home.
man.
And I was just sitting, and I when you got a cold and like a flu, you
Yeah.
could barely move.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden,
Scary burst
I
of
was in the
energy,
garden,
yeah.
running around, going, I can't handle this. I
Yeah.
can't handle this. And I'm running back in to see what's going on. Oh, I can't handle this. Like it was just great.
I think from that point I don't care what happens the rest of the tournament. I've seen us win a penalty
Yeah,
shootout.
yeah.
Like,
That's
all
when we
I
started.
really need.
That tournament just went.
Yeah,
up
it went
that
from
point.
about most of the country being alright with it to I think that from that point on the whole country
yeah.
was invested.
That was like when the belief started to come in
Yeah.
that we could actually go on
Yeah.
and do something
And it's
special.
great when you see all the videos from like every pub in the country. You just see like loads of pints just flying,
Yeah,
flying around every
yeah.
bar in the UK.
So, at number 2, I think if England hadn't won the World Cup, this probably
Yeah.
would have made number 1. But picture the scene, boys. It's the 6th of October 2001. My nan's birthday. Happy
Oh,
birthday,
nice.
Nan, ironically.
Happy birthday.
Old Trafford. Obviously, Wembley's demolished by this
Yeah.
stage. 93rd minute, Stretford end. The famous end where the hardcore Man United supporters that are actually from Manchester actually see it.
Not you then.
Not me, no. England are 2-1 down. We need just a draw to qualify automatically for the 2002 World Cup. Make the pesky Germans go into the playoffs after we've already smashed
What a
them.
hard group as well.
Yeah,
I know.
You had the Germans in your qualifying group.
Teddy Sheringham got pushed in the back, 30 yards from goal, dead central. Beckham's already had a few previous efforts go wayward. Teddy Sheringham naturally comes up and inquires with him, like, do you mind if I take this, Dave? Politely told him to go away. No, sorry, you're not taking this one, mate. One man's going to step up and take this, and that man was David Robert Joseph Beckham, the legend, who struck probably the sweetest free kick I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Whippage, top bins, pick it out, and literally almost took the roof off of Old Trafford.
Even, like, the celebration,
You know,
running up.
the celebration,
What's in his shirt, bag
just literally
like
run
that.
in there,
Oh.
arms out, the big celebration, like, yes,
Yeah.
you know who I am.
Yeah.
David Beckham.
What a place for him to do it as well, Old Trafford.
Old
as well,
Trafford.
you know, so.
Do you know, ironically, David Beckham never scored a single goal for England at Wembley.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
really?
mad. That's
His
insane.
most famous goal for England
Was it
scored
Man United?
Wow.
at Old Trafford. But, you know, I don't think he could
I
have
don't
picked
care
a
where it
better
was,
place.
you know, like, yeah.
He could not have picked a better place to score that goal. Yeah, it was an incredible free kick. And the fact that, you know, he'd missed a few and Sheringham was
Yeah.
like, oh, let me take it.
I think the thing is as well is because again this is one of those games I've gone back.
I've got goosebumps,
Since
look,
gone back and
talking
watched.
Yeah, mate.
But if you watch like even just like sort of extended highlights of that game, like he pretty much plays Greece by himself. England weren't great in that game.
He took all the corners
because
of
what
the
we
free
went
kick.
we went 1-0 down. And I think Sheringham scored straight after coming on as a sub.
Yeah,
and went 2-1
yeah,
down.
he was on the bench, wasn't he?
But if you watch Beckham, like he was everywhere.
He had a
like,
point to
chasing
prove, innit?
he was
We're going back to
chasing
the
every
98
ball.
thing. It's
Yeah.
just, I need to...
Like he was chasing every ball. He was winning tackles everywhere. Like he was taking. He was just like I said. The other 10 players may not have well been on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like
He was our
and-
team back then.
And
Yeah.
to
Quite
be fair,
a few years.
it was one of those where there wasn't anybody else that you would rather
No.
have taken that
No.
it was
free
a
kick.
true captain's like moment. I
Like
think.
you've heard of like you get a penalty and you want your captain to like sort of
Yeah.
step up and be counted, whereas this was, I think as well, this was the moment that made the nation fall back in love with David
Yeah.
Beckham after '98 because it was like that was his way of just sticking two fingers up to
Yeah, it doesn't
every
matter
hater
anymore.
in the
I've
country.
proved
It's like,
myself,
look, you know
yeah.
what? You know, you can hate me as much as you want for '98, but this is my way
thing
of,
to- yeah.
you know.
And it could have gone so wrong. It
Yeah.
was the last kick of the game, wasn't it? It was last minute.
93rd
so-
It's
minute.
bizarre
93rd
though, because
minute.
Greece just kept giving. It's almost like Greece wanted
There was a
him
lot
to
of free
do it.
kicks, yeah,
They
we had
just
a lot-
kept-
'cause he had a lot of
they
chances,
just
like you
kept
said, like-
fouling him, and just giving away free kicks everywhere. And
It's
I think
strange.
that one was probably the hard. He had a few that were a bit closer. I
Mm.
think that one was probably the furthest out.
And we had Nigel Martin in goal that day as well. That was
Yeah.
really strange.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So
But it was just like you said. It's one of the best free kicks ever
Yeah.
taken.
Oh,
like it's
unbelievable.
just like
Obviously,
you,
we've-
said,
we've seen a few from, like-
you see your Ronaldo's.
he just
and,
had,
like,
but the thing is, Beckham had that technique of, you know,
Yeah.
just
Bending
know
it
it's
like
wicked.
Beckham,
Bend
as the
it like
film
Beckham,
says.
there
you
we
know, it's
go.
a great free kick when the goalkeeper is just sort of rooted and you just sort of watch
it's
it
just-
fly in the top corner.
I'm
Like-
one of you guys now. I'm a spectator as
like-
well. You
and,
know?
obviously- and even like little things like the John Watson commentary is just
and then Sven Goran
iconic
Eriksson,
and-
Is that a Beckham?
Sven doing
Yeah.
his little jig as
Yeah.
well, and running down.
Yeah. Always
Like
like
a-
Sven. Probably
Yeah,
overrated.
yeah, the song as well.
Yeah.
Sven,
Mate, we had some
Sven
good songs
Goran
on this,
Eriksson.
man. We need that back.
So yeah, talking of Beckham, honourable mention. We've already touched on it, but
Yeah.
he's ironically going into that World Cup, the subsequent moment of him smashing in that penalty.
Continued his path to legendary
Redemption.
status, and redemption.
And then the other honourable mention was for Wayne Rooney becoming England's all-time leading goal scorer. You know, he scored from a penalty against Switzerland, 8th September 2015. Only England player to ever score 50 goals for his country.
As it stands.
As it stands, yeah. Harry Kane is probably on
On
course
his
to
way,
beat
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I reckon.
You know, it's one of those where I think if he carried on playing, Alan Shearer probably would have beaten
Yeah.
Yeah,
it.
no touch on it.
You know, someone else had a really good England record that didn't play much. Peter Crouch.
Peter Crouch
Had
had
a
a great
super
record.
England
Yeah.
record.
Definitely.
Super consistent.
And obviously, number one, we can't talk about anything else. England winning the World Cup. That famous line of commentary, I think you were the one that pointed out that the commentary line was,
Yeah.
here comes Hurst. They've got some people on the pitch. They think it's all over.
It is now.
It is
So
now.
yeah, even that, like, you could define even loads of parts of that, but even like the commentary in that moment could be the moment. But I'd say the final itself is, we'll say, is the moment because
it wasn't without controversy though. A famous Russian linesman that was actually from Azerbaijan awarding a goal to England in extra time, which would have now been clear of goal line technology. As we said, to this day, it's still debated.
Is that a goal to make us go 3-2 up?
Yeah, that was in extra time. So it showed 97% of the ball crossed the line. The studies, nevertheless, England and notably Jeff Hurst went on to score his third of the game, completing his hat-trick, something nobody else has ever done in a World Cup final. Arguably one of the most famous bits of commentary line ever, and something else that's interesting. Did you know as well that ironically only the 11 players that started that game received medals?
Oh yeah,
and the rest of them were presented with them in 2009.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that actually. What's his name? The the striker.
Jimmy Greaves.
Jimmy Greaves,
the one who played in
every game
except
for that. Yeah, which is a real shame that they were so
injured.
strict on medals.
I think he got injured in the semi-final.
No substitutes as well back in those days.
So. But yeah, that's that 66 sort of like. Obviously, for me personally, I've sort of pretty much grown up with that. You know, going to Upton Park and seeing the statue every time. And
the famous statue. Is it? I don't know if it's still. Is it still in near to where Upton Park is?
I believe it's still there. They're talking about taking it.
They were going to move it, weren't
but
they?
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to build another a new statue or something. Or I don't know. We don't get much to shout about to say that we had 3 goal scorers in a World Cup final. One is that's our claim to fame.
There's only 2 goal scorers.
Oh, it was 2, was it? Of course it was 2 goal scorers. But
3 players.
Bobby, 3 players.
Yeah,
Bobby Moore being the captain as well.
Yeah, he might as well score.
Greatest ever captain that they had. So.
And so elegant, the fact that he actually wiped his hands before he shook hands with the Queen as well.
Yeah.
You know, ever the gent. And so sad that he wasn't knighted as well. Like,
and England didn't, like, the football world kind of lost their appreciation for him before he just probably passed away. He was doing radio commentary, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he
failed as a manager as well.
Yeah, he gave coaching go at a much lower level, but I think even as a pundit nowadays, he'd be, you know, he would have been treated as, well, you know, a god pretty much, but it's just, it's a shame.
But thank you.
Thank
what you did in
Bobby,
66, Bobby.
And the boys. So, we go from one famous trophy to another.
Yes.
We segue nicely into the GH Cup.
Come on.
This is the part of the show where I ask these gentlemen a question. The winner receives this. So, boys, I understand you have got props.
Oh, we have new buzzers.
On the subject of Russian linesmen, we've got 2 English ones here. So, first one to raise the flag gets to answer the question. The question I've done is obviously in tribute to England's 1000th game.
Okay.
So, in England's 1000th game, how many different nations have England faced?
Whoa.
I'm not even going to bother giving. I want to see.
Is there
No, we can't.
I'll see if we can actually get close.
Is there a two and nearest that we can have?
I'll give you.
Well, it's good. Have you got the A, B, C, and D?
Yeah,
still,
I can
okay.
Oh, great.
Thank
God for that. All right.
So,
how many nations in the world? Like.
So in 1000 games, how many different nations have England faced?
Right.
Is it A, 120, B, 135, C, 150, or D, 175? Scott.
135.
Bang on.
I would.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm glad it looks like the old Jules of Romeo as well. So.
Ready? So, in honour of Bobby Moore.
Thank you, Sean.
Make sure you wipe your hands. There we go. I'll wipe mine.
Alright.
Congratulations. GH Cup.
Alright, so. That's good.
And just for a bit of fun.
Go on then. I'll have a bit of fun.
Out of the 135 nations, we faced Scotland more times than any other nation, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
How many times have we faced Scotland? 114, 121, 132, 149.
114?
Yeah.
Sit.
1-1, there you go. Sorted. Go to penalties.
You know what? Speaking of which, Scotland, someone, all the FAs, think about this. Home Nations tournament, bring it back.
Yeah.
You know,
Home
Six
Nations,
Nations
yeah.
works really well for rugby, so every year
Yeah.
it'd be nice to face the Home Nations.
Like how much
we
fun
need-
is it
we
when
need
beat Wales
something
in the
else to
Euros?
win.
You know,
Let's do it
like,
again.
We need
Bring
something
it
else to
back.
win.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. You can check us out on all the usual platforms: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe, share the videos if you like what you see. Keep coming back for more. We don't just cover this, we do loads of stuff. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks a lot. Guys, thanks for goal hanging.
Always, mate.
Thank you.
See you soon. England! 3 lines on a shirt. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for checking out our England trilogy. We look forward to hearing what you guys think down in the comments section. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Bebo, MySpace, newspapers, adverts in shop windows, flyers, posters, carrier pigeon, however you get your communication. Like, share, subscribe, rebnoise.com.